What's up guys, Mark Waldron, the Scouse entrepreneur, in the van. Always got time, free time when I'm in the van, so I thought I'll do a quick video. Today's video is about, well, it's always about how to be good at what you do, big exhaust, good at what you do in business, in life, and hopefully ways to actually make money and be successful. That's important to me. I'm on a journey, being on a journey and still on the journey, and probably always will be, to being financially free, have that freedom in your life to do what you want to do, and there are many ways to do it. So today's video was about one specific thing which I thought it's actually something I forgot about, which is a good thing, because that's what passive income is all about. Passive income, which is about putting something into place, and once you've done it once and put all the hard work in, it then generates revenue for you. And the one thing which I forgot about is that me and my brother-in-law and his brother, so three of us, bought some properties probably about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. But that's when we got the first one, and a year later we got another one, and so on. Probably due to buy one maybe this year, I think, our fourth one. But we've got 3 properties. Got them at good prices. We searched the market a lot, and we got a bit of a blueprint to the type of property we wanted, the amount we wanted to pay, looked at what money we had available to invest. And as a side note, you don't even need any money to invest in property. As long as you know it's going to work and make money, you can lend money off investors. There's people who will invest into a good, if you've got a good plan, you've got a good, something that says I've done the figures, it's going to make money, lend me some money, give you the money back with the return. So there's always ways, no excuses to say I've got no money. My issue is time, not the time to actually do stuff. But yeah, this year I'm pretty sure we'll definitely get another property. But anyway, back to the story. So I've got 3 properties, and we generate income from this every month, even after in the UK, at least anyway, the tax laws changed where they screw landlords over big time, but you can still make money from it. And it used to be that you would pay, I think it was, you pay your tax, so 20%, 40%, depends what tax bracket you're on and all that, but you'd pay that on whatever profit was left. So if you got a property where you pay £300 a month mortgage, let's say for argument's sake, but your rent is £500 a month, so there's £200, so the profit as such, that's what's left. You pay the tax on that. Whereas now, the way things are, you pay tax on the full rental income, which is not nice, because you just pay more tax to the tax man, just because the government changed it all. But it is what it is. But even with that in mind, we still make money. So we pay the tax we're going to pay, we get the rent in, we pay the mortgage, we do have money, so the account builds up every month, slowly but surely. And that's why we're ready now to buy another property, hopefully the first one without really any of our own money, no investment from ourselves, just from the money that we've sort of got from the initial investment. In that time of having it, the 3 properties, I've took out probably about £2,000 to £3,000 just when I needed it. I'm doing my house up at the moment, renovating it, so it's good to get a bit of a lump sum. And same with the other, my brother-in-law and his brother, they took equal amounts. We've all took equal amounts. But yeah, I forgot all about it, and that's exactly what you want from passive income. You want something that's been set up well, it's pretty solid, pardon the pun, being a house, but they are solid houses, or flats. We own a couple of flats, but you want them to be something that you've set up that generates the income that you need and that you want. And if you do it right, you literally forget that you've got it, and money comes into your account. And it's such a good way to make money. And we actually own the properties, well, not fully because we've got mortgages on them, but generally there are properties. So eventually, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whenever we want to sort of cash in, property always goes up in value. It might go down a bit in a recession, and there's always the big crisis thing, and mortgages can go because it's a buy to let, you never pay it off. You just always owe the money that you lent to buy the property. And one of them is, I think if I'm not mistaken, the mortgage, it's super low. It was about 45 grand for the mortgage, so it's virtually not even a mortgage. It's almost like a loan, like it's not like there's a certain amount where if it goes below, I don't know if it's like 30 grand or 20, you don't even get a mortgage on it, because they just expect you to buy that outright cash, or get a bridging loan, or get a loan or whatever. But we've got a mortgage on that, 45 grand. The property's worth about 60, and again, it's worth more than 60 now, and in 20 years I don't know what it'll be worth, but when we sell it, we'll just owe 45 grand back to the lender, and then whatever's left is our clear profit as such, minus any taxes you have to pay. But we'll be in the money. In that, only a car just stone just come off the car's wheel and hit the windscreen. Don't think it's chipped in. Anyway, so yeah, property is a good thing to get into. Do your research online. There's so much information out there which will you can literally learn everything you need to know about property just online, and there's a lot to know. But without even investing in a property, you can still have the information and know as much as you need to, as if you've already got the property. So when you do get to be in a position to buy one, or arrange having an investor to invest in one so you can get hold of it, you'll already have all that knowledge, and that can be done now for free, as long as you've got an internet connection and a mobile phone or a laptop, computer, and anyone's got access to a computer. You can go to your local library, so there's no excuses. So hopefully that's helped you with, give you a bit of a heads up on ways that you can make money, and one of them is literally in property. People think, oh, you need loads of money to get into property. We didn't have loads of money, but we still managed to get into property. It can be done. We've done it, and we're now in a position where it'll become like a snowball effect, where the amount of money we now generate from those free properties, which comes into our bank account, will increase. And then as we get a fourth one, which could, as I said before, could be the first one we buy where we've not had to put our own money in that we're earning to put into it, we can buy that outright, hopefully, or pay for the deposit and any money to renovate the property if needed. And we've then got 4 properties. That's an extra 33.333% extra on average, if it's a similar model to what we've got of income. So we're used to, let's say you got 10 grand in a year, for argument's sake, you're now going to get 13,300 and so on, just by that one extra property. But that means we've got a third extra, so that means we'll get to the next point where we've got money to buy another property a lot sooner than it was when we just had 3 to enable us to buy the 4th. And then imagine when we've got 5, that 5 is 66% of the 3 we did have. So you've now got 5, not 3. 5 is going to generate even more income quicker. So you can see how that then on a graph would exponentially go up, and it's like a snowball effect. It just gathers momentum, and then literally you can get to the point where we know people who have already got to stages where they've got enough money coming in after profit, after tax, not after profit, after tax, with the profit that they've got, to invest in another property every 6 months. Then it's every 3 months, every month, every week. Literally the amount of money you can build it up to that, and that's what we're doing. It's been slow for the first few years, but then just like that, we can probably buy a property once a year, maybe for the next few years. Then it'll be 2 a year, and that's what's everyone's got that available to them, just by putting a bit of effort in. Start researching it now. Look at different ways to get hold of property with investors with low budgets. There's lots of ways out there. Research what type of property you should buy, what area, what, depending on where you live in the world, and you'll start to become an expert on it without even owning property. So when you do come to buy a property, you will have all the tools in your arsenal and such. So hopefully that's helpful, and you've learned something there, and maybe learned some tricks. And I'm not a property guru or anything like that, but I've got some properties with my brother-in-law and his brother, and we've done it, no problem. None of us had any major skills. My only skill, or the skill that was useful, is I'm a builder, I'm a joiner. I was able to do a lot of the work in the properties at sort of cost price. That was definitely helpful. So if you know someone who does that, or you do it yourself, you're in a good position. If you don't, get to know people, network, and get to meet people who are in the trades that you know you will need. Get to know mortgage brokers, get to know conveyancing solicitors, get to know anyone involved in the whole property cycle, which you will learn about if you start to research it online. So yeah, get the ball rolling, take action. That's one of the main things. You look at YouTube videos all the time. I watch loads of YouTube videos. There's so many good inspirational people out there that have sort of got me motivated to take action, and they say it a lot, I say it. It's like, people go, that's great that, but they don't actually take action. Take some action. What step are you going to take? Comment below, tell me what you're going to do. If you like the video, give it a like, and if you like the content I'm putting out, subscribe to the channel, click the bell button so that you get notifications of every time I make a new video. And if you've got suggestions of any type of video or content that you'd like me to put out there, let me know in the comments below. Let's start a positive discussion as always. Any haters, you comment as well, I don't mind. Everyone's welcome, and it's nice to be nice to people. So yeah, hope you liked it. See you later guys, see you soon.